Hi Cancer, welcome to your mid-September 2018 reading and astrology forecast. So the main astrological point I've been mentioning for every sign is the full moon in Aries on the 24th leading into 25th of September. And for you, this is your house of career. So what does that mean? It means you might have a very, very, very strong feeling surrounding what it is that you're doing with your life, what path it is that you're taking. You may have a moment of realization. You may have a finishing up of a project. You may have a complete ending of a cycle in your career, and you may be feeling a little bit more emotionally volatile than usual. The full moon itself will be creating a frustration in a lot of people, or the feeling of being on edge, something you might be waking up with and feeling a little bit less optimistic or calm. So focusing on calm is going to be very important for everyone coming up to this full moon, particularly in the 4 days leading up to it. It is in a fellow cardinal sign of Aries, so cardinals are all about leading and taking direction, and there may be a few clashes in leadership with this moon. But let's see what we've got for you, Cancer. The 3 of Cups, the Magician. Wow, that's quite a pair. The 8 of Cups in the positive position. In the challenge position, we have the Queen of Pentacles. And in the outcome, we have the 4 of Wands. I feel like everyone so far seems to be getting really beautiful cards for the end of September. Let me see what's underneath. The 5 of Cups. Okay. So, Cancer, let's have a little think about this. On one instance of this reading, I can see, I think you're going to be moving on from something, possibly career-wise, over the full moon. As you can see, he's actually looking towards the full moon. So this is leaving something behind. This is wrapping something up. And this is in your favor. So if you've made the decision to leave something in the lead up to the full moon or around the full moon, just know that you're making the right decision. You're using, with the Magician here, your inner power, your inner resources, your inner intuition, your inner savvy, the skills that you've accumulated over time that only you can use in your life path. And you seem to be making a leap into a better community. Now this may be very much because you are moving into Libra season, which is your 4th house of home and community. So that makes sense. 4th house, 4 of Wands, both seem to represent community here. Moving on to pastures new, where there's greater connections with people, a greater sense of camaraderie, a greater sense of friendship, a greater sense of stability. You move here from a 3 of Cups, which is a pretty good, it's a pretty good setup in terms of friendships. But there seems to be moving from frivolities into something more stable. For some of you, I think this means you're moving forward in your life from dating and casual relationships into something a lot more serious, possibly with a Gemini. Possibly some of you are also leaving behind an earth sign. I do feel like this could be particularly for those of you leaving behind an earth sign female with the Queen of Pentacles here. Some of you as well may be finding earth signs in the workplace challenging, or you may be finding your career path has been quite challenging to come to. I'm going to move this here, and I'm going to see what the 2 cards following on from the 4 of Wands were for clarity. The Page of Pentacles and the Emperor. Oh wow, some of you are getting a promotion into something a lot more solid. It's an interesting change for Cancerians though. Sometimes Cancerians have a very hard time letting go. And even when it appears that it's going to benefit you full-heartedly, sometimes it can still be difficult to separate yourself from what once was. Just know that the changes that you're making, Cancer, are well informed and they're for the better. I do see this with the Magician in the middle of the reading. He and the Emperor create a very powerful an influential major arcana in this reading, something that you should thrive from. The Emperor and the Four of Wands play into the fourth house energy of Libra. And I sense that you are making waves in the workplace. It may also be that some of you, now this could be for very few, but some of you may be patching up a relationship with your father or healing a relationship with your father from a young age. Maybe he was absent, maybe he was carefree and one of those party people, maybe he had alcohol problems or something. I do feel like there seems to be some of you patching up a father and child relationship here. Or finally hearing that your father is proud of you. Seems to be something of significance there. And I also feel there could be a patching up of relationships with a child. Maybe you're the father who's patching up a relationship with a child. There seems to be something very healing within the family unit here, particularly surrounding the father, but there also seems to be something very positive and fruitful in the relationship between colleagues and their bosses. There's very healthy relationships here despite the earth sign influence. I do sense with this Queen of Pentacles, the earth signs may be where you're having problems. Maybe they're the ones you're moving on from, or maybe they're creating a friction. But nonetheless, there seems to be a resolve of that friction with the Four of Wands here. I think another sign got this. I'm pretty sure it was maybe Pisces got this as well, Cancer. The water signs have seemed to have had a similar run with cards here, whereby they're moving into something more comfortable. Do you know what I mean? For Scorpio and Pisces, there seem to be moving forward into more substantial relationships or more substantial partners, maybe friendships as well. And this may be to do with Venus being in Scorpio, your sister sign. For you, I may probably get round to mentioning the fact that that is the sector of romance, which may be why you find a very comfortable relationship out of this sector. Now, bear in mind with the Four of Wands, it is going to be there for the next 4 months. I also think in terms of your relationships, age difference might be quite significant. With the Emperor, you may be going for someone who's much older than you. And with the Page of Pentacles, you may actually be going for someone that's younger. There seems to be an age difference here. But there seems to be so many factors at play here whereby major parts of your life seem to be going through an overhaul and you're moving forward into something that possibly you will wish you'd moved forward into a while ago. Much like the Pisces reading, you seem to be coming into a sense of stability and security that I don't know that all of you have felt for a while with the Three of Cups here. So, that being said, now that you're embracing your fear of moving forward, I am going to draw some Goddess Guidance cards for you, Cancer, and see what we've got. Oh, we've got 2. Isis, past life, and inner goddess. So a past life connection with somebody special. Past life memories and your inner goddess. Awaken the goddess within you through dance. Looks like the Three of Cups, doesn't it? Self-care and appreciating your divinity. This is very good, Cancer. This is you feeling very, very, very comfortable with the Venus and Scorpio energy. You're going to be feeling very attractive. You're going to be feeling very alluring. You're going to be having healing within your relationships. And you're going to be moving into a period of life that's full of joy and surprises. Again, a lot of correlation between the Pisces reading. But I do see romance and community being a big factor here, Cancer. There seems to be someone smiling upon your relationships, whether they be work or whether they be within your romantic and friendship life, maybe even your family. So I hope you enjoyed that reading, Cancer. I will see you in October. Bye.